I got this! I got this! I got it! I got it! Yeah. This is spoiler talk.
What's that sound? I don't know.
Captain America Civil War is a 2016 motion picture from Disney and Marvel, and you already seen my normal review. If you have not seen the movie, you don't want it spoiled, like that Bert ruined the sentence, pardon me, then don't watch this video, okay? If you want a non-spoiler review, click on the shield right now and it'll take you to one. But the spoilers begin in 3, 2, 1. Boom. Everyone dies! Not true.
Spider-Man dies.
Also not true.
Thor dies.
With me again, he's not in the movie. With me,
Batman dies.
he's dead to me. With me, like last time, spoiler talk, is Toby Turner. Not that one. This is the good one.
This is the good
I don't know, he might be up to bad stuff off topic. So, Toby, this is your first time seeing the movie. We've just got back from seeing Civil War.
Yeah.
It's my second time.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Just initial thoughts. Let's get everybody on the same speed. You guys watched my original review, you know how I feel. How does Toby feel, by Joe?
I think the film was extremely well. It dealt with multiple characters very well.
There's a lot of principal characters to deal with.
Yeah,
a lot of good guys to jump.
Yeah, a lot of good guys. Obviously, there's Baron Zemo and there's is it Crossbones?
Crossbones. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was an awesome film. I can't see anything wrong with it. I wouldn't say it's a flawless film, but from that first viewing, I'd probably, if I had to number it, about 8.5 out of 10.
Yep, I give it 4 stars.
Yeah,
so 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
Where would you say it is on the ladder? Because we're talking about the Marvel ladder. The top rung is probably Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think this one's on the one just beneath it? Or?
I'd probably say it would go, for a film standpoint, it would go Winter Soldier, Guardians just below it, and then just below that Civil War.
That's pretty much
on par with probably the first Avengers movie. Only, probably the Avengers, actually no, the Avengers movie probably would come over it a little bit because of the spectacle of the first film, but I think it's an awesome film.
But that's a good connection, actually, because the original Avengers movie is, obviously it was like a finale, it was like a payoff for something bigger. You know, we spent time with all these characters and then suddenly it was like, oh my god, here they are together in the same film. And a lot of people said that with Age of Ultron, that feeling kind of went away. Because it's like, oh, we've already seen it. But I think it was also because that film dealt with darker themes and this, that and the other. It wasn't as much about, hey! It was more about, let's get serious now.
Yeah.
But this one obviously is a very serious thing because it's everyone torn apart and friendships ripped to pieces. And
it's really sad and heartbreaking.
But I think this had the same kind of feeling of as Avengers in that it felt like a payoff. Because it was 8 years worth of knowing these guys and seeing where their relationships have led. I dug it, man. Who were you biasly Team Iron Man or Team Cap going in?
I think I was Team Cap anyway going in, just because
it's Justice right there. He's dishing up justice over here.
Justice.
Dawn of
no, Chris. Let's forget about that one.
Yeah.
I was Team Cap going in, but I wasn't biased. But I think Robert Downey Jr. plays a really good Tony Stark in this. He's to me personally, he's a complete dick.
What, like Tony Stark?
Yeah, but I mean, like, he's a sense that he just doesn't know what he's doing. He believes what he like. It's the actual thing of the film. He thinks he knows what's right.
Yeah,
but it's not.
And you can see where he's coming from, though. That's what this film does really well. It doesn't like you could go into it being Team Iron Man or Team Cap or whatever, but you come out of it going, I don't want to pick a team. Everyone's hurt and upset, and I don't want them to be upset. I don't like it.
I think one of the best things,
there's real stakes like that.
Well, the thing is, I think it as obviously as like the posters and the film show, the biggest conflict is between Cap and Iron Man. There's a bit in the film I love. It's where
go for it.
Black Widow.
Go for it.
No, when Black Widow and Hawkeye are fighting.
Yeah,
and they're just fighting. And there's a bit where they pause and go, and Black Widow goes, "We're still friends, right?" And he goes, "Well, it depends how hard you hit me." And that's just that just shows that it just shows that
everyone's a victim of circumstance.
It also shows they're not all doing the same thing. They're all the individual characters. They're not all following the same thing. Going, yes, we believe in this. We'll fight you. We don't care because we've built up these friendships from the first Iron Man film all the way up to now. And if they just fought for the hell of it and didn't have any other agendas of their own or any sort of feelings of their own, what's the point of building it all up?
I think that was the most beautiful thing about this. And I avoided making comparisons to a certain other film in my original review because it didn't really matter. But I think we can delve in more. I think the reason why this is a satisfying experience compared to the other superheroes beating each other up movie this year is that we've had that 8 years. We care about everybody, and we don't want them to fight, but we want to see the cool spectacle of, oh, cool, it'd be cool to see how they face off against each other.
Yeah.
That was the excitement. It was like, I wonder what happens when they fight. It was like this entire movie was like taking the good points of the Thor, Iron Man, and Cap fight from the first movie, or like the Thor and Hulk fight.
It's a scary premonition of this film.
Yeah, well, there you go. But obviously in that it's more about, we don't know who each other are yet. A clash of powers, da-da-da. And then by this point it's like, oh no, we're good friends. We're just put in a very horrible position. Some people argue that Batman v Superman was like, oh, it's about people not really getting each other yet. But it's like, there's no investment in those guys. Yeah, well, he also tells this guy's been operating for 20 years. Like, he'd immediately jump to the conclusion of kill Superman. I don't think you want to talk to him.
Let's talk about film before we get off topic.
But with this, it's. I mean, the Sokovia Records is a nice version. If you don't know the comic book, spoiler alert for the comic book this is based on. It's very different. The comic book is a mutant attack goes horribly wrong, and hundreds of people die in the small town of Stamford. Is it Stamford, Connecticut, and superheroes and all superpowered people are forced to register to make their identities accessible to anyone who needs that information in terms of where they're based as well and everything. And some of them, like, so far as being recruited by what S.H.I.E.L.D. is at that point. And that involves obviously like sort of working for them. And Cap's like, no, I fought in Second World War for freedom. I fought so the American people could be free. What you're doing is you're taking that freedom away from these good men and women who just want to help people. Yeah. Like, that's what it is. Villains, alright, fine, villains, keep them in check. Known history of murder and robbery and extortion and like everything. Let's keep them in check. But the heroes, they're just trying to do the right thing, so why would we do that to them? Plus, some of these people, not so much in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but in the comics, I'm trying to my head now. It's a stupid thing to do. In the comics, I mean, how did Rhodey keep up with this?
I don't know.
In the comics, obviously a lot more heroes in the Marvel Universe have secret identities. People don't know who they are. So that's at stake as well. It's like, if people find out who you are on public record, your family isn't safe.
Yeah.
Like,
that's one of the biggest things that Peter Parker has, done in the comic, because he's like, Aunt May's going to get...
Well, after the comic book, that's where everything goes. Like, Kingpin puts a hit out on him from in jail, and it's like, oh, love that story arc. But, so yeah, there's that side of it in the comic books, and it's about that. And Steve tries to fight for freedom, and Tony's kind of under the thumb of the government. And I think I don't know if he's running S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point, or if he's like helping keep S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well,
going.
in the film, there's quite a parallel with the film and the comic, because in the comic there's a bit where he's having like a press conference, and there is a mother of a child that was killed.
Yes,
and she like throws
that's
pictures
what
at
makes him realise this is needed.
Yeah, and in the film it's the same thing. There's after the
same character. The same character is in the movie. She reveals that in not Stamford in this version, in Sokovia.
Yeah, her son was travelling there and
helping build relief shelters for people.
Yeah.
Like, the nicest kid in the world, and he died, and she blames Tony. So he's sort of pushed. Plus, strained relationship with Pepper. And
which is, that's put him on the spot anyway, isn't
he's
it? Just
like, oh God, I need to behave, and this is the because he's like, I'm not happy with this. But if this is the best way to do it, I'll do it. And that's what Widow's like. She's like, I can't argue. Like, I've been hung out to dry in public now so much. This is the best way. And Vision's like, statistically, this is the best way. And Rhodey's ever the military man, ever the patriot. Rhodey's more so than this guy.
Yeah.
Rhodey's like, yeah, and I'm doing it. Like, I'm listening to Colonel Ross. Let's talk about Thaddeus Ross. William Hurt, clearly happy to be back.
Yeah.
I'm so upset they did not mention his history with Banner once.
Even if they did like a little bit of a like.
Well, we're saying you see the footage of the New York attack, the Chitauri attack. It shows a Hulk, and he just one cut to him doing this. Just that, or at least that one bit maybe where like maybe this is going to be a deleted scene. But it should have been in the film of like him saying to Cap, like, I know you're struggling with this, but like, I believe it's the right thing. I believe it's the right thing ever since you took that monster into your home and accepted him. Do you know what I mean? Just something like that makes you go, oh, he's got more of a stake in this than we thought. Because according to the timeline, it's been at least 7 years since the events of the Incredible Hulk. Yeah. So he's probably really annoyed. He's like, for God's sake, like, people are like happy he's there. what the hell, he's a monster. He nearly killed my daughter. He nearly killed me. Because Ross has done some shady shit in these movies. He created Abomination. He's done some shady ass shit.
Yeah.
Like, you think they'd bring that up, but he suited the role in the film. It made sense, and it was nice they didn't invent a new character for that. They were just like, no, we're going to take somebody who deals with superpowered people and military and everything. We'll take Ross.
Well, he was a Secretary of State in the film. He's
he's gone out of the military and he's moved into the government to try and keep people safe. And it's like, that makes sense, and, you know, it keeps him obviously within a military thing. And their version of Prison 42, instead of doing Prison 42, which obviously the negatives are on Fantastic Four, that's fair enough. So they did The Raft.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen a few other people in The Raft, or at least indicate that it wasn't just the Avengers being kept there. Just to say, yeah, this prison's been running for a while.
They did throw that out there and say
Tony said, like, yeah, this is meant to be...
This is not meant for people like...
Super wax, super psychos, not you guys.
But who would put in...
like, what, criminals?
Who would put in the MCU?
Well, that's what I'm saying, you need to show someone. Just anyone.
Who would you like?
I don't know, just... It's a good point. Is anyone left alive? That's a really good point. There is no bastards alive. Just like a dark elf, just like a random dark elf, or or like some guys who've got extremists in their blood or something from Iron Man 3. Just a few of them kept in, or I would have said like stick Trevor Slattery in there, but obviously we got All Hail the King, Hail the King, the short film for him. So it's like, he's not super criminal. He's just I'm an actor. I love that movie. I like Iron Man 3. I do. Because it's the biggest character development for Tony until this movie comes along, which obviously gives him a lot more to deal with.
Stop doing that. Just leave it.
Well, oh no, I'm bringing it up because to remind myself. We've got a laptop just out of shot. I should technically just go... Jarvis! Oh wait, no, he's gone. Friday! Ow! My nose! My iron nose!
That's a good thing. Did they have a smell detector in the iron masks? Here's a little tip, guys. They're not made of iron.
Well done.
So, one of the things I liked with the film
Yeah.
Is the vision. His whole arc of basically trying to fit in, trying to be human, and also strong hints of his feelings for Wanda, Scarlet Witch. Which
do you know about them in the comics?
I know of them. I know they get married and have a child. I think they have a child.
I think they do.
I don't know how.
I won't double check. I will leave you to go buy comics and support your local industry. But with his robot wang, can we talk about how it's adorable that he's essentially sexy Crichton?
Yeah.
And also dresses like a geography teacher.
Yeah.
Or a hipster. It's just like, fair enough, just wearing loads of polo neck jumpers and cardigans. Fair dues. But I like how he's trying to fit in and feel more comfortable.
And like he's doing stuff like, there's a bit in the film where it's basically just him and Wanda in the Avengers base.
And he's making her a meal.
And he's making her favourite meal
to
make her feel better. And it's like, that's really cute of you for a synthetic.
Although nice and creepy when you see him in security mode, when he's obviously leaving her alone because he knows she feels upset that she's being kept there, and there's just that shot of him just hovering in the dark in one of the rooms.
That's when there's explosions, isn't it?
Can we just say, like, all the because we'll get to the new characters in a minute, but like with all the introductions in this movie, like the reintroductions are a lot of fun. So like, here's Ant-Man. Scott Lang's in the back of a van.
Yeah.
He needs some coffee. He doesn't know where the hell he is or what time zone it is. Funny, like that worked, and like obviously. Like when Black Widow recruits T'Challa, like is like, look, maybe you want to come with me because you might get a shot. Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice scene. You get to see a hint of the Wakandan guard as well. He's got like
that woman.
He's got like 20 6 foot tall, bald, muscular like warrior women in Wakanda. Who basically kick ass for the country.
I didn't understand who she was. I just thought, God, what's wrong with you?
They were hinting. They were like, "There's more to her. This is going to get really violent at some point." So that was nice. But my favourite reintroduction was Hawkeye.
Yeah,
because it was just like, I'm here. Like I've infiltrated the base all by myself with one explosion, and the fact that I probably know my way around the corridors because I've probably visited at some point.
Yeah,
take Hawkeye. The balls on Hawkeye to take on the Vision. Love it.
And he full on takes it on, like full on. One of my favourite bits. Is it this bit where he makes his bow into a bow staff?
Yeah, no, that's later when he's fighting T'Challa. He goes like, hey, we haven't met, I'm Clint. And he goes, I don't care. It's like, yes.
He does full on take on the Vision, doesn't he? And I'd like to say as well, I think, I was speaking about this before, one of my either biggest worries or one of the biggest, like, I'm interested in is Wanda, is it Maximoff?
Yes.
She's extremely powerful, and they show this in the film. They show she takes on the Vision and absolutely just demolishes him. And I mean, she puts him through layers upon layers of the floor.
So there's a weird symbol on the camera. I just thought I'd get close and look at it. I can't zoom in with my lenses.
She completely destroys him, basically.
She wipes him a new mind gem hole.
And there's bits in it where she saves other Avengers from in the big fight in the third act with each other, two groups. She saves them, and she's just like, wow, she's mad, man. But then that's the thing. This could be a problem because she's that powerful. How are they going to address that in later films when, you know, she's coming up against villains and stuff, which she should be able to beat?
I'm going to take this off.
Take it off.
Ah! You know, you said they're not actually made of iron.
Yeah.
Wibbly birthday plate plastic, anyone?
Yeah.
One thing I really did notice that I dug was when she was overpowering Vision. Did you notice that his mind gem glowed red?
Yeah, she took over the mind gem, which is insane.
Well, that's the thing. She is of the mind gem because she ain't a mutant. We've got to remember that.
Yeah.
She ain't a mutant in this universe. She is created from
enhanced.
that. She's an enhanced, and she was created by the mind gem. So that's she's got a connection to Vision, which may be why he finds himself attached to her because they are connected more than you'd think.
And that I also think because when I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but when the Vision gets
do spoil it.
No, not in this film, but Infinity War, it's gonna have to happen.
Yeah, Thanos is gonna have to walk right up to Vision and go.
That gem's got to come out of his head, and when it does, who could fight who could have any power over the gauntlet? Maybe Wanda can.
Maybe she's got an in.
Yeah, she's got an in.
She's connected in the great circle of life. Please don't copyright claim. So there's that. Let's talk about you dirty little shit. Let's not talk about that, but let's talk about, because everyone wants to know all about this character. Martin Freeman as Elliot Ross.
Yeah, he's there.
He's there. It does seem a weird casting choice for them to announce Martin Freeman's in the movie, and then it's like, oh, he's not really playing a significant role. I want to see if that character has a connection to the comic books, because I, off the top of my head, do not know that. Everett Ross, here we go. He is a fictional character in Marvel, primarily an ally of Black Panther. The character exists in the shared universe. Oh, right. There we go. So there we go. He's in it simply because they're going to eventually tie him into the Black Panther movie, probably.
You think?
That'll be why. That'll be why. He's the Wakandan consulate. He'll be put in the Black Panther movie, which will probably also have Bucky in it, based on the end of this movie.
And then towards the end of the Black Panther movie, Ian McKellen's going to walk in and say, "Fly, you fools!" and then fall over. We're like, what are you doing here? It's like, well, I'm not like you anymore, and Gandalf's gone, so...
And I saw Martin here, I was just like, Martin, get me in this shit. My cinematic universe is a different one. I'll play the role of Betty Ross. You recast Bruce Banner, and there's a recast Betty Ross. That's still a thing, isn't it? Betty Ross is probably out there somewhere going, what about me? Bruce, what the hell are you doing?
I know. What happened to
We don't know. It would have been nice for General Ross to maybe fill in the gap, but I guess not.
But what else do you like about the movie?
The seat was comfy. I'm kidding. I love the movie. It is a Captain America film.
Mm-hmm.
It isn't an Avengers movie.
No.
But everyone gets decent screen time. Everyone gets equal billing. Everyone gets equally interesting stuff to do. But it is ultimately still Steve Rogers' story, and I like that. I like the fact that Russo's didn't just get lost in the toy box.
Oh, one thing I loved.
It's also a Winter Soldier movie, but
one thing I loved was obviously in the Winter Soldier. Steve and Sam Wilson started a friendship, and they got basically like busy mates.
On your left.
One thing that really, for a character standpoint, for Sam Wilson and Booker, is that they're kind of not fighting over the affection of Steve, but you've got Sam, who's a new friend, a new ally, who he's quite close to now, and you've got Booker, who is a lifelong friend, and they don't like each other, but they work together, obviously.
Yeah.
And that's a really nice dynamic to see, I think.
It's like Bucky's the old mate who's been away for ages and suddenly comes back. Sam's his wingman.
Yeah.
Which I think was a joke I made in the cinema when he snogged Sharon Carter.
Mm.
That
is weird because I feel like conversations have to have happened between Winter Soldier and now, between those two.
I don't know, because I think in the Winter Soldier there was something there where he was
He doesn't know
"Do you wanna
he
use
doesn't
my-"
know who she
No,
is
but I
really,
mean, like,
but
he's
there's
like, "You want to
definitely
use my washing machine?" She's like, "No, because I've just done a shift on the infection ward. I don't want you to get sick."
So your impression of Emily Van Camp?
I just dropped the mic there.
Just drop the mic. Psych, that's not the song.
Okay, what if you could do it?
Science inclusion, but it is a little creepy, isn't it? Oh no! The lady I loved once upon a time is dead. She got a cute niece though. She got a cute niece.
Bang that though.
But it happened in the comics, so whatever, fine, we'll accept it.
Okay, in the second,
they're cute, and they're a couple of scenes together. They're very cute. So it's like, yeah, it's an extension of the hallway scene that they have in Winter Soldier. They are cute together. Let's touch on my favourite thing about the whole damn movie, which came in the first act. Go on, what were you going to say about the second act? Hit me.
No,
with
I'm
it.
just gonna go.
Hit me with it. Hit me. Where's my iron helmet? The fudge. Black Panther, man.
Yeah.
Chadwick Boseman. Oh my god, yes! King T'Chaka's in the movie, which when I saw it on Thursday night, I was like, oh, T'Chaka! And then obviously when they get to the press conference, it's like, T'Challa! Ah! Like we knew he's in it, but it's just amazing to hear those names being said out loud in a movie. Wakanda being referred to as a genuine nation.
We see it on a map.
We saw it on a map in Iron Man 2.
We saw it on a map on TV.
That's how far back Black Panther goes in the cinematic universe. In Iron Man 2, when he has that meeting with Fury in the warehouse, there are locations mapped out, and one of them is Wakanda. And then they refer to it in Age of Ultron.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason. That was something I thought was quite nice. They didn't overtly They didn't refer to Age of Ultron by name very much. Tony mentions it at one point.
Of Ultron. And the King
T'Chaka talks about the vibranium being turned into a weapon of destruction.
Yeah.
And what he means is Ultron.
Yeah.
Ultron becoming a weapon made of
and
vibranium.
And it's got a vibranium core, the asteroid.
Asteroid?
Yeah. They picked
yes, yeah.
It's got a vibranium core.
Yeah, well that's where it comes from. They've been mining it.
Yeah, I know. Well, it
Wakanda have got it exclusively. But
it came from Andy Serkis.
You're Andy Serkis.
My precious.
Cuttlefish. Deified of cuttlefish. Ulysses Claw. He'll be in the Black Panther movie.
No, it won't be the Black Panther movie. Spider-Man.
That was the worst segue in the world.
That isn't a bad segue.
Grab the mask and recover it. Spider-Man. Bring me the head of Toby Maguire. But put it on Andrew Garfield's body for kicks and giggles.
Right, so, let me just say.
His eyes match up.
Spider-Man in this film.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
He has been...
Just say that one more time.
Spider-Man in this film.
Where is he?
In the film.
Oh.
Has been orchestrated perfectly.
Yes.
He's not in it a lot.
Nope.
He's in just a dab of it, which she's wanting so much more.
We get a scene with Peter Parker and Aunt May.
Yeah, which Aunt May's hot.
And then Spider-Man is... Dirty bugger. And then Spider-Man is part of the big brawl at the start of the third act.
Mm.
Which you noted as well, actually. I didn't realise that afterwards that is basically the start of Act 3.
Yeah.
It's that fight. And like Avengers and I guess Winter Soldier, this film is... It doesn't feel like it's... How do we get from one action set piece to the other? Every set piece feels like it belongs and that it was earned. But it is just, if you mapped it out in terms of action set pieces and sort of expository bits or, scene development or whatever, it's like, action! These bits here. Action! These bits here. There's about 6 set pieces in this film.
Yeah, there's the first bit in Act 1.
But they're all informed by the characters.
Yeah.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like, is that the characters are what's important about them, and no scene more so than the 2 action scenes in Act 3. The first of which being the airport fight with your boy. Spidey's my favourite superhero character. He's my favourite book as well, my favourite comic. Like, if I were to rank my top 3 in terms of superheroes I like and like reading stories about you flopping out there, Spidey, it'd be Superman. I really like Superman, what he stands for, and when he's written well, he's written really well. Batman, because god damn it, like the most interesting rogues gallery in fiction. Like, again, when he's done right and he's not preachy and sanctimonious, he's great. Mm. And then Spider-Man, because Christ alive, I've been reading Spider-Man consistently since 2001. I've been reading Spider-Man comics. I adore him. I adore his history. I adore the character. I adore the fact that he's just, in most iterations, a dumb kid who is like
and in this film,
learning to be better.
He's a smart kid, but I mean, like in this film, he is learning. Like, he even mentions he's doing it for 6 months.
Yeah,
and he's learning. And one thing that we've already spoke about before the video is this film's very intense. It's very in you. Like, this is happening, stuff's happening,
boom, boom, boom,
adult
heavy.
stuff.
Bucky's history, Stark's like depression, Zemo's like violent quests, like to get everything orchestrated.
But one thing I think, and especially in the big fight between the for and against groups, is when Spider-Man comes in on the roost. He brings which
is so meta. Because underoos, do you know about underoos?
No.
They're basically underpants for kids, trying to get kids excited about buying underpants. So they had superhero designs on them. They were like, it's like the 70s, the 80s. And it was like DC and Marvel characters, including Spider-Man.
Oh my god, that's so meta.
So because underoos were invented, and the first like round of underoos featured like Spider-Man and Captain America and Batman and Wonder Woman. And here we are in a movie with him referencing something that only exists because of these characters. Yeah. It's like, what?
I just think he brings a lot of humour to that really intense fight that is needed, and it is so good.
Peter is a brilliant addition. Ant-Man bringing him along obviously adds to it too.
Yeah.
The way Spidey's, because we were talking about like how Tony is obviously doing everything for the right reasons, like what he feels the right reasons in this movie, but he's still being irresponsible.
Yeah.
Because in that fight, he's like, we go easy on them, we just want to detain them. And that's why he brings Spider-Man into the fight, because he wants Spider-Man to basically web people up. He just wants people to be like held back by Spidey. When Spidey goes after Winter Soldier and Falcon, he doesn't do it to fight them, he does it because he just wants to stop them, like keep them where they are. Obviously, he ends up fighting the deadliest member of Cap's team and Falcon.
And Birdman.
Yeah, Birdman, really? That's good. Did you say Birdman? If you said Birdman, that's a really nice reference. I can't remember if you said Bird Guy.
I said Birdman.
Oh man, that's a good film.
Didn't see it.
You do know that Michael Keaton allegedly is in talks to play Warwick Who, but in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
If
it's Adrian Toomes, that would be weird because it's like excellent casting, and also that's Birdman. What the hell's going on? Birdman's playing a Birdman.
Off topic. When I heard that there was the new Spider-Man film Homecoming coming out, do you know the first thing I thought was, I don't know if you probably will agree with me. Do you know like Double Crossbones in this film where he just popped up? Please bring Shocker into it, just as a character to pop up.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be so good. Even twice in the film. Oh my god! Like they did with. Well, they could have done with Rhino in the Amazing Spider-Man 2. He came at the beginning.
It should have been Rhino at the beginning and whatnot.
Yeah, like, defeated him, and then at the end of the film, he's there, and he's like, oh, come on.
Show that this stuff happens a lot.
Yeah.
Show that these things go on all the time. Because that's always fun. Like, show them dealing with bad guys. That's why the raft wasn't full of any villains, because there's not enough villains that are either left alive or on the reg.
Do you think they really showed quite well? Because I think in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and in Matt Webb's Spider-Man, obviously he had the agilities, web swinging, wall climbing. Don't really show that much of his strength. In this film, he's holding things up.
Yeah.
He's knocking people across.
They really show off what he can do. I think the only real show of it you get in any of the previous movies, to my memory, is Spider-Man 2 when
he's holding up the girl.
And his masks and thingy, and it's like the whole, hey.
Toby Maguire's constipated face.
Tobey Maguire is a really good Peter Parker. Bit goofy, clearly older than the role, but a really good Peter Parker. He's not Spider-Man. He's alright. That's not to say his films aren't great. The train sequence alone of number 2 is one of the best action sequences in the movie ever. It's amazing. He's a great Peter Parker. He's an alright Spider-Man. He's a very 60s Spider-Man. Andrew Garfield is a very Ultimate Spider-Man-esque Spidey. Ultimate Spider-Man is nothing like his portrayal, but in terms of at least the new kind of modern setting, the ganglia frame, like he's got that. He's a great Spider-Man.
Yeah,
he's a really good Spider-Man. Do not like his Peter Parker. His Peter Parker's too cool for school. He's a trendy little douchebag. It's like, that's not Peter. He's not an outcast because he's a dickhead in the comics. He's an outcast because he's just a quiet dude who stays to himself. No, go on. Like, you know where I'm going to go with this.
From the half an hour that we've seen of Tom Holland, if he's like that in the whole film, he's going to be the perfect Spider-Man.
Because there was definitely some Garfield about his quirkiness in the Peter Parker scenes. but then they gave him just the screenwriters need a massive pat on the back because they had to reintroduce Spider-Man in a way that wasn't too distracting. And they do a good job. And not only that, they don't rehash an origin. He doesn't even mention how he got his powers. He just says that...
He tries to, but
he says,
care.
like, a thing happened, and Stark's like, right, but no, why do you do it?
Yeah.
He just doesn't give a crap about how it happened yet. He'll want to know later. But he's like... Because maybe that's how he'll explain it in his first solo flick. Like, Stark will be like, so how did it happen?
Yeah.
And he'll go into... We'll get the flashback. We'll see. But he sums up what he's about. He doesn't say... I made a promise to my dead uncle, or I did my uncle wrong and I had to learn from it, and all that. He says, like, before I couldn't do things, and now I can do things that I could never do. But I can't, because if I do them, then people know that I'm different. But before, when bad things happened, and I didn't do anything, when bad things happened, I couldn't do anything,
Yeah.
But now when bad things happen, and I don't do anything, that's my fault. And that's basically his way of saying, like, I was a dickhead, my uncle died because of it, I should be helping people.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, beautifully done. And they're like, look, you're basically in this, like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd here wasn't to develop Scott Lang's character, he was here to take part in a really cool sequence. Same with Spider-Man, but they gave him that one scene to just give Tom Holland something really meaty so that he could make his place. Spider-Man essentially is one of two new key characters in this, and Black Panther, and they both were given really nice, like, introductions in a way where you're like, I give a shit about these guys. I want to see where their story goes next.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the fight. Shut up, email. Let's talk about the fight.
It was awesome.
Oh my god, it was so cool because the fights earlier on were great. The fight with Crossbones and his goons is really cool. The fight, the way the current Avengers team are coordinated, like they're doing Winter Soldier-esque espionage missions.
Yes.
But they deal with it so well, and there's still bits of interplay and bickering, and that was awesome. The fight with Black Panther and Bucky, and then Captain Falcon, so good.
Yeah.
Just, oh my god, just the three of them, because that's the thing. Bucky is enhanced a bit. Like he's got sort of, obviously he's been trained, so his body is a killing machine. Cap is a super soldier. They're running like as fast as the traffic, if not faster. Yeah. T'Challa is not enhanced in any way. He's wearing heavy armour all over his body, and he's keeping up to them.
I thought he's like got like not magic, but like it's
there might be
the souls of the Panther.
Well, we have no indication of any enhancements to him in the movie. In the comics, I think he might have
like there's something.
But he's not. He doesn't like undergo anything to my knowledge.
No. I mean, like there's like
Black
medallion or
Panther
something.
fans, fill me in down below, just in case I'm getting that wrong.
And any fan, fill me in anytime.
That doesn't make any sense.
That doesn't make a lick of sense. The one thing I didn't understand. So if we take that Bucky isn't enhanced, he was at the front of the queue before he got onto a motorbike.
Yeah.
Black Panther was just behind him, and Steve Rogers behind him.
Yeah.
So that means, science guys.
Yeah.
How would that mean then that Bucky's faster, if not up to the same speed as Steve and Black Panther? But if he's not enhanced, then
Bucky's Bucky, man. I really like Sebastian Stan.
I hope he gets a vibranium bat arm.
I will do. He's in Wakanda, man. He's in Wakanda. Tickle.
Spoilers.
It's a spoiler talk.
Spoilers are the spoilers.
Spoil away.
I'm spoiling you now that there is spoilers in this conversation.
Oh god. So there is that. The battle is amazing. Awesome. The coordination is so good. Like they find something for everyone to do. That means you're like, yeah, this is a stance. It would get to this point where like everybody is stopping everyone. Like this is a stalemate. But there are obviously casualties. One of them due to a mistake.
Yeah. It's not like it was malicious.
Vision's compassion clouds his aim. And he fires in a way that would have not knocked out Falcon's wings, but freaking killed him. So Falcon could have died. Like, what happened was the best outcome.
Yeah.
And the best outcome was Rhodey crippled. Oh my god.
He got no legs.
So I think Vision and Wanda are going to go on a bit of a self-discovery together eventually about, like, what do we do? Well, they're going to have to do it separately first, because obviously Wanda's now quite possibly in the Secret Avengers.
Yeah,
they're doing Secret Avengers, man! Oh.
Well, the thing is, though, if Steve, because Steve obviously breaks them out at the end of
Thought I'd knock on the glass then, that was weird.
Breaks them out at the end of the film.
His vision.
basically.
It's like, don't talk shit about me. It just phases through the window.
And if that's the case, then obviously Vision is in one place and Wanda's in the other. So I don't know. Until Infinity War, I don't know how they could have their own thing.
That's true.
Maybe that could be heartbreaking because it's something that could happen and Vision then dies in Infinity War. And it's like, we could have been a contender.
It's like a tiny violin going.
Okay then. So obviously we spoke a lot about what we loved and what we liked. Is there anything that you thought was either?
Yeah. Okay. Let's go for cons, and then we'll do a roundup of like bits we really like really done. Marvel's fear to just let loose with a villain still makes me sad. Now, I understand this movie was not about a bad guy, but they did something quite clever with it. They made it so that, look, these guys have been pushed into these events even further by what Zemo is doing. I want to say Baron Zemo, but he's not really Baron Zemo. This is just his name.
Helmet Zemo.
Then what he's up to forces things, because the basic plot, watching it the second time, cleared it up a lot for me. The basic plot is the Accords thing was going to happen anyway.
Mm-hmm.
The attack at the beginning of Crossbones pushes the Accords into action. Cap and Tony, or Stephen Iron, were always going to have this clash. It was always going to happen. What Zemo was doing was separate. He found out about... Well, he didn't know about the other soldiers, did he? He just knew... He was going to basically use the Winter Soldier to cause destruction within the team.
Yeah.
That was his plan. And then obviously he asked about the incident report so we can get the exact location. So basically, from that book alone, he probably had... He had knowledge. Yeah. He had knowledge that there was a Winter Soldier program. So he was either going to use Bucky to disperse... Because his ultimate plan was basically just to get the Avengers to hate each other. That was his plan.
Well,
so that they can never be a unit again.
It felt like he was focusing it all on Cap, but obviously Cap was...
No, he was using Bucky as an instrument. He was focusing it on, I suppose, Cap and Iron Man.
Because they're like leaders.
Yeah, because that's what he's trying to find out about that day. Is he finds out about that day from Bucky. Eventually, he gets so far as to get into Bucky and reactivating his Winter Soldier programming. And finding out about the location and about the other Winter Soldiers. So, of course, you then think, oh god, he's trying to basically give himself a small army of unstoppable killers. And then you get there, he's put a bullet in all their heads, because, no.
Yeah.
So I want to, he's gone into the stuff that Black Widow made public, and he's got connections elsewhere, and he's found out, because he's not Hydra, which is interesting, or anything like that.
Didn't like Hydra. He actually says that Hydra deserves to be a pile of ash.
His family died
in Sokovia.
As a result of Sokovia. When Sokovia dropped, his family, who lived on the outskirts, they weren't even on the rock, died. And that's something they didn't make clear in the movie. Tell us in the comments if you had a problem with this as well. They don't make clear that he's listening to the same voicemail over and over again.
I got it. I got it from that, from the film. But I can understand if someone was confused.
It's like they needed to play the same bit a few times.
Because the first time...
Because it only happens twice.
Yeah, the first time I heard it, I thought he was on the phone to somebody, like he was on the phone to, I don't know, someone who's hiring, I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
But it's just... Sorry. But he just needs to play the same bit over, or having listened to it, and then, in 10 minutes later, having listened to it again. Just
straight after...
Because when you realise that that's what's going on, you realise that it's basically the last connection he had with his family.
Yeah.
It was the last voicemail he was left while he was out of town.
Mm.
So that's really tragic. You go, oh god. So basically, he's not a supervillain. He's not a Nazi Hydra scientist with a purple mask burned into his face. He's just... He lost everyone because of their actions over a year ago. And he has gone, right, I know how to find out information. I have military tactical sort of approach to this. I'm going to tear them apart. Does a bit of reading, finds out that the Winter Soldier was involved in the death of the Starks.
Yeah.
There's right, I'm going to get that information to them. Oh, I can't get to it directly. I need more information on it. Right, get to the Winter Soldier. Orchestrates getting to him finding out the info directly and then going off. And of course, capping everyone's like, he's going to start a private army and start killing everybody. And you get there, he's put a bullet in all of their heads.
Yeah.
It's like, nope, I just want to tear you lot apart.
Yeah.
I just want to tear you apart. Hi, Tony. Bucky killed your parents.
That's one thing.
You lot are never going to be the same again.
That's one thing I was thinking to myself, like, come on, Tony, like, I understand it's upsetting that you just seen your parents be killed on camera by the guy who stood right next to you, but you knew he was brainwashed. You knew he's not the guy. You actually know this
but at
guy.
the same time, like, if you're going to get vengeance, he's right there. You are covered in a battle armour. You can understand why he's just irrational action.
Yeah.
And the tension that's already happened
Yeah.
has built up to this point.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I think it's a very well orchestrated plan, but it also seems kind of futile. It's like, that's your plan? Just get them to split with each other and kill yourself? Okay. And that's why I'm a bit upset, because it's like, okay, that wasn't the focal point of the movie, but this is yet another villain where they've kind of gone, oh, he's got the name of the one from the comics, and he's the enemy of the same person they're the enemy of in the comics.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes them the villain, right? I just wish that Marvel would for once go, sorry, let's just go all out. What's that? You want to do freaking the Wrecking Crew? All right, we're gonna get these 4 massive dudes, give them some Asgardian enchanted crowbars, and get them smashing stuff up. Do you know what I mean? Just something. It seems like they're frightened to do it because the last time they really did it in the normal Earth-ish based universe was the Frost Giants in Thor. That was the last time they really went to town with some colourful, interesting, weird-looking bad guys.
Yeah.
Because even like the Chitauri and Ultron's minions were all grey. Just plain robot.
Well, we'll see what Thanos is like in
Time
Infinity
lines.
War, which this film's got me excited for Infinity War.
He better be well written, and I think he will be. So yeah, my one gripe is Zemo, though very well performed and though works in the context of this movie, is yet another
What's the actor?
villain. Daniel Bruhl.
Daniel Bruhl, that's it, yeah. Is his right? You're right.
Yeah.
Daniel Bruhl, I like him. He was in he's in Rush with Chris Hemsworth.
Oh yes, isn't it?
Yeah, he's really good.
He's very good, and his character story in the movie and his art works really well. But it's just like another. Come on, guys, really? But I think we can forgive them that for this movie too, because that wasn't the focal point, really.
Yeah, the focus was the.
Those are my 3 minor gripes to the movie. Ross not mentioning Banner really mentions him. He says like, when Banner and Thor out there, if we'd lost 2 nuclear warheads, we'd be worried about it.
Yeah.
It's like we're not mentioning his history with Banner.
Well, it doesn't make any sense actually because Thor doesn't even come from the planet, so why does he even matter?
Well, it's still just a case of like he's one of them.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know where he is. But like, so Ross not really mentioning Banner. Zemo not being a supervillain in any way, and but only because that's become their formula. So it's not really his problem.
Okay.
But, and we didn't get a shot of Ant-Man when he was in Tony's suit, just running through the headcam shot. that is a missed opportunity more than anything. That's a nitpick.
Yeah, that's nitpicking it.
But like the villainy thing and a couple of other little things are the reason why I went for 4 stars, because it's not a perfect movie, but it's damn near it.
Yeah,
in terms of the summer.
Really good film. Really good film. No problems with it. No problems that would make me go. One of the biggest problems was that Tony and Steve had the same mother's maiden name. But one thing I didn't mention actually about what I liked, and which could have been a big risk, but for me it paid off really well, was Ant-Man going from Ant-Man to Giant Man.
Oh yeah, let's mention a few highlights.
Yeah,
definitely.
I thought if they did that, I don't know how that would react, because stupid people would be like, his name's Ant-Man, how is he big? Oh my god! Oh. But
they set it up nicely in his own film that PIM technology works both ways. They've just not tested it on a person that way yet. But then in this, he's like, we tried it once in a lab and I passed out. It's like, so if this doesn't work and I get torn in half, it was a pleasure working with you. And it's like, they're like, what is he on about? He's going to tear himself in half to distract them? What? And they just woof. That's the best performance of the whole movie, is his eyes. Paul Rudd's eyes, when it works. It's just this look of like, oh my god, I'm alive! I'm big! And he doesn't say a damn word, it's just in his eyes. And it's like, oh, it's so good.
Which is better than that, or when he gives Cap the truck, and he throws the disc, and he goes, in the truck, he makes the truck tiny, throws the truck, Cap throws that little...
He throws the disc, Cap throws the tiny truck at the disc.
And it makes it bigger, and it lands on Rhoda, and he goes, oh my god, I thought it was a water truck.
I'm sorry. It's just a full-on truck.
Honestly.
That's what Rhodey's like, now I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Oh god. That was the first time we've heard Spider-Man say holy shit as well. I was like, fair enough. Holy shit! Just Ant-Man's clear fanboyism for working for Cap. Like, especially the bit where he's like, where he gives him the shield, he says, "There you go, Captain America."
No.
So everybody was laughing because he punched Spider-Man and was like, "Whoa!" Everyone was laughing, but he goes, "Here you go, Captain America." And so he's obviously like, is this how we do it? Is this how we do things? That was great. But Spidey just being a full-on fanboy.
Yeah.
Oh, it makes total sense. Oh, I mean, imagine like half a day earlier, he had a shitty costume. He was doing tiny crimes around New York and Queens.
Yeah.
He was only known from a couple of like YouTube videos where people had caught sight of him. Then here he is playing with the big boys.
Yeah.
It's like, that's mental. That's absolutely mental. And the suit looks great, and Tony designs it. That explains why it looks so good. Tony's going to be in the Spider-Man movie, so we think it's going to be the Civil War, the lead-up to Civil War-esque stuff from the comics of Tony being a bit of a mentor.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'm down with that, because you don't want to do the Uncle Ben stuff again. Obviously, it's happened, but you don't want to like be like, you know, this is where his mentorship came from, because you want to do something new, because otherwise it's boring.
You know what I'd love to see? When it was showing the videos of Spider-Man on YouTube, I wish it was the Ben Parker suit. Is it Ben Parker?
Ben Reilly.
Ben Reilly suit. It was just basically
Tom
like
Scar Spider, like
a denim hoodie or something with just... Oh, that
I kind of wanted the wrestling costume.
It kind of was, you know, wasn't it? Because it was all red and then the goggles...
It's nice you drawn a pattern on it. I think the pattern was on the mask and the gloves, like the 60s animated series. It was just on those.
One thing I think I quite liked, it shows a bit of vulnerability in Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Was he was talking about... Star was like, why are you wearing these goggles? Like, they were weird. And he's like, because of my powers...
After what happened.
Yeah, my senses are tuned up to 11. Like, I take in everything, and they just zone things out and make me concentrate and focus. And I like that.
How to explain spider sense
and his little weird.
Well, that's what was cool as well, because it's like he was wearing the goggles. It kind of helps me tune things out and focus. So of course, when Stark builds him a suit, the eyes,
mechanical eyes,
focus.
Yeah,
and we get to see Steve Ditko and John Romita style Spidey eyes.
Yeah,
I'm down with it.
Oh, and as well,
suit's beautiful.
You do actually see a bit of spider sense, like you see him go. When I think it's when Cap throws a shield at him,
yes,
and he goes, and it moves out of the way, and he throws it back, goes, "You're missing something," and throws it back at him. Oh,
and also in the bit when Iron Man's like talking about the weapon, when Tony's talking about the weapon in his bedroom, he throws it at him, and he doesn't even look, he just goes, and it's just like, because the audience know what you can do. We don't have to keep saying it.
I'm excited for Spider-Man Homecoming.
I'm giddy for that. Speaking of which, let's end this video with, because there's so much more we can talk about. We will do. We'll join you in the comments. We always do. But mid-credit sequence. Black Panther, Bucky's going back into stasis in Wakanda so they can study him and try and get the programming out of his head. Is Winter Soldier going to be in Black Panther?
No.
Do you think he'll be in it in spirit? Like there'll be references to the fact that he's there, or that they're working on him or something.
No, I don't think so. I think that'll be to the side.
I think it makes sense.
I think because it's his first full film, they'll want to do the full film of him.
But at the same time, I'm looking forward to they've not announced it, but let's face it, they're going to be in it. I'm looking forward to the inclusion of, it'll be Andy Serkis as Ulysses Claw. He'll totally be
with a claw.
With a goddamn, he's got to have one, hasn't he? He's got his arm backed off. I just realised they carried on the tradition. Oh no, it was Phase 2, so it wasn't. In Phase 2, Kevin Feige had a thing, because his favourite movie ever, apparently, is Empire Strikes Back, which got referenced.
Oh, yes,
that really old movie, Empire Strikes Back?
No,
how old is this kid? Have you heard that really old film?
It's a real film, you know, the Star Wars one.
No, it's his Empire Strikes Back. Because they go like, how old is this kid? He's like, you know the bit of the snow planet? It's like, oh, there's your plan explained straight away. Love it. Oh God, like it's a Hoth reference. But I think it's Kevin Feige whose favourite film is Empire Strikes Back. So in every film in Phase 2, someone's hand gets lobbed off or a hand is removed. So Iron Man 3, I think Aldrich Killian, his first thing that breaks off, like when Pepper shoots whatever is his arm. I think this is it, correct me if I'm wrong. In Thor the Dark World, Thor gets his hand cut off, the Loki illusion. Then the next one is Winter Soldier. Bucky's arm get hacked off. Oh no, you see Bucky without his arm when in the flashbacks when Arnim Zola finds him. Then in Guardians, someone loses an arm. It's Nebula. Nebula gets her arm lobbed off.
Oh yeah.
In the fight with Gamora.
And in Age of Ultron.
In Age of Ultron, Claw gets his arm ripped off. And in Ant-Man, when Yellow Jacket's Scott reverses the tech on Yellow Jacket's suit, the first thing that randomly goes breaks inwards is his right arm. Little fact for you. So The Empire Strikes Back gets a full-on reference to this movie.
Here's another
Looking forward
fact.
to Black Panther.
I'm size 10 feet or 11, depending on the shoe.
Also a fact. Don't do that. And the last credit sequence. Tony put some tech in Peter's suit. Stuff that he hadn't discovered yet.
I think that's a hint. I think both.
That's
credits,
more a hint.
There's a hint of this. What could happen in Homecoming is that I'm the mentor. I'm helping you. Here's some tech. Here's some shoes. Here's some masks.
And a reference to the spider signal as well. Just like,
I thought it was a little spider computer. So I thought it was.
Well, he's using old tech. Tony's obviously like, look, I'm gonna upgrade you a bit, kid. You got a whole freaking computer in you.
And he does say as well.
Your computer in your web shooters.
Yeah, well, the computer he got from a bin, and he says that he's a thingy. So obviously, I'm not saying like single and raising a kid. Money's not the best thing. So it's nice of him to give him this little present.
Or tiny little Tony present.
Yeah, Tony present.
A little bit of Tony.
That sounds
you want some tiny Tony?
That's right. Anyway, in a nutshell, then, what do you like, dislike, and give the overall score again?
Okay. Little plot niggles I mentioned, just little nitpicks, and the fact that there is some weird pacing issues in the first act. It doesn't take you out of it, but it does kind of feel after a bit that it's like, well, it's just getting sad. Then the happy comes toward the end of Act 2.
I think it's the bit where it gets up to the bit where they bring Bucky into that facility and Cap gets his shield took off. I think up to there, going transition in between, it's like, come on, it's okay. You know what I mean?
It's not bad. It doesn't lose you, but it is sort of like the pace really picks up at the end of Act 2. And like I said in my review, I think this is the first film where you will have to do the required reading. You have to have seen the movies leading up to this to at least Winter Soldier, Avengers, and Age of Ultron. You need to have seen those. Great handling of new characters. Really nice juggling of everybody so that everyone gets their moment. And a really nice way to start Phase 3, because now we've had all the characters we know and love. They go to the side now, and we're going to have a trip with Thor. We're going to have a trip with the Guardians, but it's time to meet some new guys, and this is the best way to do it. 4 stars.
Yeah, I'm basically all the same. I'd get a solid 8.5. I think
4.25 stars.
Yeah. I think it was an extremely good film, very well made. I do agree. Maybe there was some pacing issues, but they're not like what they talk about in those sections is kind of needed.
Yeah.
There's nothing that's really like right. We don't need to know this because it's the whole story is very well done. And that's it. And I'd like to just also mention the bit where Steve kisses Agent 13. Yep.
Sharon.
And the camera turns to the car, which has got Bucky and Sam Wilson in there, a Falcon, and they're just like, and that is just one of the that I've never heard. I've heard, but I mean I've not heard in a while a cinema laugh so much.
Oh, that was the best reaction. Everyone just pissed themselves.
Yeah.
It was great. If you haven't seen it, you shouldn't have watched this video. If you have seen it, which you should have done if you watched the video, go see it again. Because it's great. Looking forward to Doctor Strange. Everything Disney and Marvel make together fills me usually with confidence when I see a trailer. See the movie, tends to fill
this
me
one,
with joy.
Doctor Strange is more like Guardians, where there's a lot of risk on it, but if he gets pulled off,
There was a lot of risk when they started. That's the thing everyone.
No, I completely agree.
That's the thing everyone has built into them.
Oh yeah.
Even if we're like, I'm not sure about this one, you're like, these guys convinced me with Ant-Man last year.
Yeah.
Guys, the year before, 8 years ago, convinced me with Iron Man.
Yeah.
I'm ready for anything, boy. That's it from me. That's it from him. Suit up. We don't actually have powers, so that doesn't look as.
So should we tell them that we've not actually seen the film?
This is all based on a Reddit post from 8 months ago. We're filming this 8 months ago.
Yeah, this was actually I wasn't even born at this time.
I'm not even real.
So what's YouTube?
We don't do endings.
Oh.